How are you developing an innovation process to improve how you solve problems?
Innovation is not necessarily linear. I think it's why a lot of organizations that don't have the right institutional structure, culture, or the kinds of support for types of, let's say, extended exploration or inquiry, really have a hard time because there's only so much of it that can be rendered into something that is linear or near linear or process-like. I'd say a creative process in some cases is almost by necessity going to look different than most reliability-based processes that companies really focus on. So I would use the term loosely. That said, there are good heuristic kind of rules of thumb around we'll say creating the potential, the rich, adding, fertilizing kind of the moment to allow for innovation or something that's truly new, or even just doing good and interdisciplinary work and solving problems.
How do you look for patterns when researching innovation across specializations?
Spending time with the material and then thinking about, who else could be talking about this? What other perspectives are there that could be brought to bear on this? Mm-hmm. Has there been an ethnography? Has there been a case study? What would a physicist say about this?
Right.
And then trying to figure out very quickly what the language is that they would use around that.
Right.
And then going and finding all the word, doing your best to understand it and cull, and a lot of stuff gets thrown out, and a lot of stuff stays in. It's part something that's just passed down. Mm-hmm. It's something that's learned, and you bring kind of an awareness to the moment. You have good guidance from other people, mm-hmm. but I think it's you also find it in existing design process. I'd say a lot of our process does come out of design thinking and design theory and ways of approaching problems from a different perspective already. So that I'd say already is kind of in existence. But as far as getting better at it, the bigger questions are knowing when to bring in other kind of, how to balance out, I'd say, a completely nonlinear process with something that a client or a business person could actually use and could participate in. So I'd say the fact that we even exist as a separate entity mm-hmm. speaks to the fact that a lot of this kind of thinking and work has to be done or should be done at times outside right. of the bounds of a typical corporate kind of environment.
Right.
That said, the work that we do has to go back into that environment at some point. Mm-hmm. So it's being loose and being tight at the same time. It's mm-hmm. one of these Zen, conundrums, a paradox, I should say. Mm-hmm. So it's a state of mind, and it's a way of interacting with it, mm-hmm. But it's not a solvable problem.